there, Tundra Nation, and welcome to another rant. As I've said in the past, this one is gonna be lit as hell.
Okay. Got it.
Hey, you guys want to dive in with me to the absolute soap opera that is the NRA? I sure hope you do, because it's NRA versus New York here on Stupid Gun News. Welcome to Dumb Gun News. Our first story involves our good friends over at CMMG and their brand new BR4 that is now New York compliant after New York tried to get that on their ban list. CMMG said, nah dog, we're cooler than you, whipped their dick out and slapped him in the face.
I like to get a bunch of men together, men that are the hardest of the hard, and I want to be with these men.
In other gun industry news, check this shit out. So the NRA just dodged a bullet bigger than Wayne LaPierre's expense account.
You turned in an expense report from Berlin where the German desk says you never checked in.
Berlin was...
Ditto Buenos Aires. Too busy to check in.
Yeah.
No outside babysitter or the gun club. I'll be very honest with you, I did not know that government oversight of the NRA was even an option. This does not almost seem like a win that we narrowly avoided government oversight of the NRA.
Thanks, Dad. This really ruins it.
Don't get me wrong, not a fan of the NRA in its current conditions, but here's my shtick. They go on a little bit to say, yeah, like we wanna dismantle the cronyism and all of the stuff in place inside of the NRA that allowed for LaPierre and his buddies to keep going on and on. Well, that's wonderful, but you're the government, and I don't trust you to keep your agendas out of this shit.
I'm from the government, and I'm here to help.
So I know exactly what you're gonna do. You're gonna get your dirty, grubby little hands in there, and you're gonna dismantle the whole thing.
You're making it worse.
A lot of people don't know that the NRA ILA is actually a moderately effective tool in the lobbying and legislative side of things. It's associated with a really crummy name, and that is unfortunate, but we don't want them to go away completely. If nothing else, they're a great entertainment and distraction.
Are you not entertained?
Old Wayne Yacht Party LaPierre got the 10-year PP slap from the government, so he can't be associated with the NRA for 10 years, which little weird, honestly. I mean, I feel like on one hand, he could croak like in the 10 years. He's old. It's what old people do. But also, sometimes they just decide they're not checking out for a good long while yet. What happens in 10 years, man? Like, is there like a recert period? Do we have to talk about this again? Because I don't want him coming back. Like, if it's just a 10-year band-aid, I don't know how effective this is gonna be. Sure, we might make some progress and everything, but hey, if the problem just comes back in 10 years, this is just what I was talking about. Like, we're gonna go ahead and waste a bunch of time, waste a bunch of money talking about it. 10 years later, everything magically goes back to the way it used to be, and everybody that we removed from being in charge is now back in charge, and nobody actually did anything. Fucking dumb. This right here is a tale so wild, folks, that it makes a drunken game of Russian roulette look a bit more like, I don't know, a safety seminar. That's what's happening, I think. I think it's dumb.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
So yeah, in summary, it seems that revenue is down, membership is down, and the NRA's political cloud is evaporating faster than a White Claw in the Tennessee heat. All right, folks, bottom line, the NRA has been shooting itself in the foot, and it's pretty much run out of toes at this point. We're seeing the result of decades and decades of cronyism, mismanagement, embezzlement, spending, out of control, misuse of donations and funds. It's fun. Like, I cannot tell you how pumped I am to finally see everything come to a head for old Wayne Wayne. Man, he was the worst possible thing for the gun industry during the time he was in the gun industry. And I'm very, very happy that at least for the next 10 years, he is out of here.
Are you sure about that?
Hey folks, we know that the circus is never over here, so stay tuned for more updates on this, as I'm sure there will be some crazy, crazy developments here in the future. Seems our favorite Chinese spyware masquerading as a dance app has been busier than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. Here is the scoop.
I'm kicking my ass, Divine!
Hey, did you know that TikTok's been playing peeping Tom with your views on spicy topics like guns, abortion, and religion? Wouldn't you know it, Big Brother Beijing, well, they're taking notes, folks. Isn't this hilarious? People talk about in the United States like, oh, the government would never do this and never do that, and it's a modern era and it's a modern age. And then we see modern era, modern age governments, granted they're dumb governments, but still, modern era and modern age governments doing exactly this, as if they're not giving us an example of what happens when you give the government absolute power and authority to look at everything in your life. Don't do this, folks. It's dumb. So it seems that they've got a secret clubhouse called Lark, where TikTok employees from America whisper sweet nothings into their Chinese overlords' ears. Spoiler alert, these sweet nothings, well, they ain't so sweet for us, folks. Let's go to the article, shall we? In a fresh broadside against one of the most popular technology companies, the Justice Department late last Friday accused TikTok of harnessing even the capability to bulk gather information on users based on views of divisive social issues like gun control, abortion, and religion. Once again, shocking nobody. Like, it's no wonder. It's China. Of course they're doing this. They've been doing this to their own citizens for fucking decades, centuries, really. Probably millennia if you really walk it back. And boy, oh boy, they got like 1 or 2 like little breathing periods, and then the fucking government kicked them in the dick again and said, open up your butthole. I'm coming on in. I own you, bitch.
Somebody's gonna have to give us some booty.
TikTok employees used Lark to send sensitive data about US users' information that has wound up being stored on Chinese servers and accessible to BitDance employees in China. Wow. Once again, nobody saw this coming? Like, really? Come on, guys. It was written on the wall for years that this was happening. Seriously, you didn't see it coming? I saw this coming. So it seems the Justice Department is a bit concerned. Let's see what they have to say. The Justice Department says it's more than theoretical, alleging that TikTok and BitDance employees are known to engage in practices called heating, in which certain videos are promoted even in order to receive a certain number of views. While this capability enables TikTok to curate popular content and disseminate it more widely, US officials posit that it can be used for nefarious purposes. Boy, this sounds shockingly like what YouTube is doing to gun content creators. I wonder if there's an argument here. Maybe I kind of want this to go through. So it seems like the government is angry at TikTok for curating content and then sending that information off to the PLA. Leave it to the PLA, man. Good for them. They know how to obscure a freaking paper trail. These guys are good. I've read 14, I swear to God, 14 different ByteDance, freaking TikTok, Project Texas. There's like so many different shells and so many different layers in all of this. Like, even reading the article that I'm going through right now, I feel like I'm listening or watching a M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong movie, and the twist is happening right now. And I feel like I got my head stuck so far up my ass, I don't know which way is up anymore. What the fuck, over? Once again, nobody's shocked that this is happening. I swear to God, it's been happening for years. They just probably found a way that they could prove it, or they caught somebody actually doing it. TikTok, of course, is crying First Amendment rights faster than you can say shall not be infringed, but the government's calling BS louder than a drill sergeant with a megaphone. Here is my question I give to you, ladies and gentlemen. If this goes the way of the government ruling against TikTok, is that a good thing for us fighting against YouTube? Answer me down in the comments section below.
Move this man!
Hey, we got an extended dumb gun news segment for you guys this week, and we're gonna kick it off with the Army.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part too.
Yay! Team Green is a little worried about their new pistol. Seems like the SIG P320 is going off again, and not in a great way, folks. Yep, we're back to this topic. SIG, what the fuck, over? I thought we had this problem figured out when we, decreased the mass of the trigger, the drop test, it was good. Well, it seems like we got some bigger problems because there are now 9 separate incidents across, I'm sure, different lot numbers, different batch numbers, all around the world on US military bases of guns going off on their own.
You lack discipline.
Nuh-uh, don't rack a discipline.
Yeah, it seems like Uncle Sam's favorite new pew pew, the Sig Sauer P320, is playing a fun game of surprise freedom dispenser with our brave men and women in uniform. Yikes! Some of the military-issued P320s appear so eager to spread that liberty that they're going off without even a trigger pull. Once again, folks, we are back at this. What we're specifically referencing here is a global tour of Oopsie-Daisies from sea to shining sea, with bonus stops out in Japan and all the way over to Jordan. Now, 6 Hour and the Brass Hats are standing there, straight-faced, telling us that these guns are safer to use than bubble-wrapped bunnies. Meanwhile, 50,000, check that, 500,000 of these self-actualizing firearms are out there, giving hair trigger a whole new meaning. Zig, I need you to take 500 milligrams and get good and call your mom in the morning, because that's where I'll be. Boy, I can't wait to see what stupid shit happens next week. See you then, folks.
Go away, Peyton.